What's going on, everybody? We're working on a golf cart today. Got this little golf cart from a neighbor for a pretty cheap price. We figured we'd give it a little work on, see what we can do with it. This unit is a 1988 Marathon, or excuse me, 1988 Easy Go Marathon. Little gas unit. I cleaned the carb a couple times, done a little bit of work like that to it, but for some reason we're still just not getting fuel, and the jets on it are marred up from over the years, and I can't find any numbers on them to see what even size they are to start. So a new carb was cheap, so we're gonna start there. Tired of messing with that thing. I've probably pulled it off 2 or 3 times trying to clean it and get it right, and it's just I don't know if it's still something in the carb or something else is going on, but theoretically a new carburetor should take care of this problem, if that's what the issue is. If not, then we know to look somewhere else. So hang out with us. We're gonna try and get things working on it and swap this carb real quick, and we'll see if hopefully we'll have a running little buggy here. We've seen it run. I've got it where it'll run and go under throttle, but it's got to stay half choked pretty much the entire time. So I don't know. I'm hoping the carb will fix it, but we'll see. Good. Put this thing on a little charge. It's been sitting here for a little bit, so it's got a new battery in it. The battery's actually a little too small for it, but it was the size, well, I guess it's not technically too small. It's smaller than what I want here, but let's see. Pull that fuel line off. We're gonna start with all these little jam nuts here, little cable keepers. This thing, let me tell y'all, this thing is a pain in the butt. For some reason, we thought it was a good idea to make one side an Allen, which I guess you can't get a wrench in there, so that makes sense, but makes it really difficult to get in here. Not as difficult as some, but definitely not the worst thing I've ever worked on. Sorry about the wind. I don't know if that's causing any noise issues or not, but
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. I am not a professional mechanic. I just fiddle with stuff and work on stuff. Luckily, not as much as I used to, although for some reason here lately, I have begun to miss it. So I do enjoy projects. I like working on stuff for fun and improving stuff, but I don't like having to work on things all the time because stuff's broken or whatever. Go ahead and take this side off. That's a 10mm. Come back in here now and take this side off. Like I said, this job is not that, it's not bad at all. As you can see, it's not taking us any time at all. Now, luckily, with us doing this so many times at this point, there's kind of a few tips and tricks to getting in and out, making sure everything's at the right spot. Making sure you have all the right tools for it. It was quite a pain trying to figure out what size Allen key that was to start with. Ooh, leaking fuel. Gotta love it. I like manufacturers that include stuff in there, and as you can see, we got 2 new gaskets, one for each side. You know, I've been amazed sometimes the little things that don't come with stuff that you order, like this choke cables. This choke cable here did not come with this nut right here, which is what holds it in place so you can pull tension on the cable. And it also didn't come with this nut down here. And as you can, you think, yeah, we'll just reuse the old ones. Well, for some reason they don't fit. Riddle me that. Please, someone explain that one to me. Why does the original choke and this one that's supposed to be a direct factory replacement, why does that not fit? I don't understand that. I do not understand that. Now what we got to be careful of here is whenever we start this bolt back in it, we can't go too far or we won't be able to get the nut started on the other side. So there's not enough room. So we're just going to make sure that we're started over here. We're going to bring this nut back in. Whoop, whoop. Hold up. I'll stop. Flag on the play. Well, and got dropped away. Man, you talk about hard to find. That's probably one of the worst things about working on this thing is small parts. They're all hard to find if you drop them. And I know some genius is probably saying, well, just don't drop them. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? But we do drop things. So we're going to try not to do that. So we got that nut back on there. As you can see, right here it jets out. This is the fuel inlet. It kind of creates, or excuse me, there's a little jet right here that has a shoulder on it, and it just makes it to where it butts up against that it butts up against the stud coming out of the carburetor. Or out of the carburetor manifold, or it butts up against that stud coming out of the inlet manifold there. And one side has a stud on it, and this other side just has this hex head Allen screw. And like I said, it's not horrible getting off. We are almost done with mounting it back up. And I'll tell you, I just went to the hardware store attempting to find this nut that'll fit on there. I don't know if it's just some weird wacky thread or what, but all the nuts I've looked through, none of them would go perfect. One of them seemed like they should have gone perfect, but it wasn't perfect. So we'll just have to figure that out. But go ahead and hook back up. This one right here is our throttle, and this, if I'm not mistaken, is our governor here. Right here. Throttle on first. I know it's kind of hard to see, I apologize. Gotta put this spring in place while holding the nut. That way you can tighten that, and that helps keep tension on this valve right here. Next, take this one, and there's two sides to these. It's like almost like a bullet. You got a round side and a flat side. The flat side has a smaller hole on it, and this one's kind of tapered with a little bit bigger hole. That's so if your cables get a little frayed, it's easier to get in there, which these were. I'm just gonna throw this little dangle right there. That's about where it was when I got it. I'll be honest, I don't really know where that thing needs to be, but that's where it's gonna go for now. That. Ooh, business. I haven't messed with this thing for at least a few weeks, and I've just kind of had, luckily I haven't been working on anything else, and just kind of had these tools set aside. And I'm trying to remember what tools exactly fit where. Alright, that's nice and snug, not over tight. You over tighten them, you'll strip them out, or you could possibly even over collapse or tear up your fuel line. I just noticed that this choke assembly is just a little different. Okay. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. Now let's see if we can get it right. short application. Yeah, for some reason, got like just a huge cable. Alright everybody, I think we got that choke cable in. Sorry, I didn't really want that to be, that was going to be a fight. It actually turned out not to be that bad. Apparently there was a little piece on the thread up there that was a little marred up, not letting it go for some reason. But once we got a few rounds on her, she was ready to rock and roll. Like I was saying, you can see it's coming from way up here and then all the way back here. Like it automatically puts the cable in a bind from the get-go. It just doesn't seem like the best design here, but what do I know? Alright. Well, that's not kosher. Let's see here, see if we can back this little thing out here. What's the big idea? Still blocked. Aha! Bingo. Ladies and gents, we have left off. Let's see. Tighten that down. Let it wiggle. Hey, don't be throwing leaves. Now, y'all know what time it is? Now it's time to make an attempt before our battery runs out. Let's see. Lovely. Somebody turned left a key. Who done that? Let's see what we can get out of here. Fuel to it. Let's give her a little choke. Alright everybody, we're back. What we're going to try and do, because these things are cold natured anyway, we're going to try and see if we can't
drive around a little bit with it and see if we can't come up with something there. Get her to running a little bit, warm up, and see if we can't get it to hold on to running for a little while. So let's see what we can do here. How about that? What a hunk of junk, right? Nah, she'll be alright. She needs some love. Needs some love. The belt on it is basically non-existent, so I mean, she's doing what she can to get up and do what she did. I wish I could have taken y'all along with me. Should have put you on the head, the little head mount ordeal. But yeah, it did all right. It's improving as it warms up. You know, the person I bought it from, it's one of those ran when parked deals. So you got to take it for what it's worth. Now, granted, it's based off what they said. I think it's been sitting for like 4 years, possibly more. Not sure. Surprisingly, all the tires hold air. They don't hold air very long. They'll hold it. The rears are the main ones that leak, but that's okay. For right now, it does all right. But it's doing okay. We're gonna try and run her a little bit, clean it out, and maybe do a little bit of adjustment on that coginator, if you will, because I think we might be just a little bit out somewhere. But also doesn't have an air filter on it right now, which I know is a great thing to do to a new car, but the little rubber airline that goes to it broke, so that's okay. We're gonna put a different filter on there anyway, that way we can shove a bigger battery in there, because I'll show you here. Right there's that little rubber hose I was talking about. That is supposed to go to the carburetor, that right there. And then there's this big old thing that goes right there. It's laying on the ground over there. That's about all it's worth. And I'm gonna rip out that mount right there. As you can see, that's what's blocking the battery. So then we can put a bigger battery that will last longer, hold a better charge, and it'll be able to take more abuse with all the cranking and whatnot. So this is going to be our little side-by-side for the moment. So I had a side-by-side, and I've had two. I had a John Deere 850D that was fully enclosed with heat. It was a diesel. Nice overall, definitely nice in the winter. The cab is definitely what did it for me, but that thing it would not get out of its own way. It would not get out of its own way. So I got rid of it, and then I had one of these, what do you call it? Massimo, Coleman, Benche, all these ones that Tractor Supply and Walmart and Lowe's, those brand side-by-sides. I bought one of those, rebuilt it. I bought it blew up, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like it either. And the main reason for it was I could not get a fully enclosed cab for it, and I did not want to have to build one for it, because you know the lifespans of those machines they're not great. So eventually I'll probably look into getting something like a Polaris Ranger, or something in that area, that range, to where, or maybe a Honda Pioneer, not sure, but something I can get a full enclosed cab with. Definitely electronic fuel injection, but just because it nowadays they're too easy to pick up with it, there's no reason not to have it. But yeah, we're happy with it. Finally got her running on a pedal, but stick around with it, and we're going to be doing some updates on this thing. We're going to be giving it a little paint job, doing some backrest on it, probably be putting a roll cage on this thing. This is mainly for the missus and the youngin to ride on. Granted, the youngin is a 1.5 years, so we're going to be doing some things for them to be able to put around on. Just something to be able to ride around here or wherever, and also something that we can take to the beach. Our campground lets us have gas motor golf carts there, so it was kind of a win-win, and it was cheap enough. We picked this thing up for $200, so, and I think I've got maybe, we might be $70 into it now with a carb and a choke cable. So let's look it up. Y'all stay tuned with us. Hopefully the next video you'll see we should be working some cows we're bringing in. If not, stay tuned anyway. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. We'll check you out next time. Later.